Today we're going to take a look at our second day of piecewise functions. So you can just add this to the notes from before, or if you want to add piecewise functions day 2. And what we're going to do here is we're going to simultaneously, hopefully this will work, be looking at some of the Delta math problems as well as kind of walking through how they're going to work. So in your Delta math, you should see a piecewise functions day 2 assignment. And the first part are problems that are similar to what you saw on the first day. So we were given an equation and we were asked to graph it. So similar to yesterday, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Nope, that's all the bigger it's going to be here. So we have two functions. The top one, we have our x function. And then the bottom one, we have negative x function. So for each of these, I'm going to make an xy table. And now I'm going to double check the domain on this one. So this domain for this top one is -6 is less than or equal to x is less than 2. And then this bottom one is 2 less than x is less than or equal to 6. So let's take a look at this one on the left. So our boundary points are -6 and 2. So -6 and 2. Well, it's just x that pops out. So if x is -6, then it's going to be -6. And we'd have 2. And then for the opposite of x, our boundary points are 2. And then we have a boundary at 6. And it's -x. So 2 would be -2. 6 would go to -6. And now I'm going to look, there's boundaries on both ends. So if I look at this first one right here, -6 has the less than or equal sign. So that's closed. 2 is just the last, so this one is open. And then if we go to the one on the left here, 2 has the less, so that sign is open. And less than or equal to, we have 6, so that one is closed. So now if we go and graph this, okay, so I'm going to go back to here. So we have -6, 6. And again, you have to click and hold down. And then I think that's 2, 2. And I believe I have this wrong. Can I move this? Nope, can't move it. So click the line to delete it. So I got to delete that. I got it in the wrong spot. So -6, 6 here. 2, 2. Sometimes Delta math drives me crazy to get 2, 2 is there. -6, 6 is closed. 2, 2 is open. So I click on that to make it open. And then our second function, 2, -2. So 2, -2, I'll click. 6, -6. 2, -2 is open. And 6, -6 is closed, and I will submit that. And I noticed some on the assignment, like, if it's off just a little bit, so like this one, oh, shoot, what did I do wrong here? I did -6, +6. But if I look at this graph, it should be -6, -6. So you can see there, use these answers and kind of see what went wrong. What did I do wrong? Well, I didn't graph that point that I said. So let's look at one more of these to make sure that we're good to go. Because your goal on this is we got to get 3 right for your assignment. So I'm going to tell myself on this one to slow down a little bit. So we have 2 functions here. So we have -x is our first one, and -2 is the second one. And so both of these, I'm going to make an xy table. And now I'm going to see what are our domains. So this one is when x is less than or equal to -5. And this one is when x is greater than -1. So my boundary point is -5, and it's anytime x is less than that. So I'm going to put -6. And then our function is the opposite of x. So -5 would go to +5. -6, the opposite of x, would be +6. And we could go to the other one, -2. So our boundary point is -1. Well, out that pops up is just a -2. And x is greater than -1. So if I did 0, that would also be at -2. And now we check our boundaries. This one only has one boundary point. So x is less than or equal to -5. So that means that this is a closed circle. And then when we look here, x is greater than -1. That one makes this an open circle. So let's see if I can do this one here and get it right. So -5, +5, -5, +5, I click, and then -6, and it didn't click on there, -5, 5, click, and then -6, +6. And I feel this one's at 4, so I better unclick that line. -5, +5, click, -6, +6. So -5, +5 is closed, but it's anything less. So I got to change this endpoint and make it an arrow. And now the other one, -1, -2, -1, -2, click, 0, -2 is here. -1, -2 I said was open, so I'm going to click here, and it's anything greater, so I got to click here and make it an arrow because it doesn't have 2 endpoints, it just has 1. So let's see if I got this one here. And that one, we can see I got that one right. Now the second part of your assignment here is you are asked to write these formulas. And here is where, I wish I could write on the screen here. Let me see if this is going to work. Actually, I'm going to pause the video and we're going to come back for this for the second part.